Part 1. Echoes of the Obsidian Rift. The midnight void of space stretched endlessly across my viewport, a star-speckled canvas that had long ceased to inspire awe. Instead, it was a familiar stage where shadows played tricks on the mind, and silence was louder than any battle I ever fought. My name's Rylan Voss, a former admiral with a reputation that clung to me like the smell of burnt ozone on old starship hulls. The ghost of the Gallant Nebula, they called me. It sounds more glamorous than it is, haunting the fringes of peace, history catching up with every leap. Our ship, the Antares Grace, floated near the Obsidian Rift, a cosmic anomaly that twisted space like a child's crumpled sketch. Through outdated scanners and half-blind navigation systems, I led a skeleton crew to what might be our last mission. Officially, we were explorers. Unofficially, we hunted for the lost technologies that could piece my past together and finally silence its echoes. "Captain, anomaly's pulse wave coming in 10, grunted Sierra, my comms officer. Her voice was like gravel tumbling into a slow stream, comforting in its rough constancy. "Brace yourselves, folks. This one's a kicker." We all secured ourselves, an odd ritual performed with practiced indifference. The rift had a habit of shaking ships like dice in a cosmic gambler's hand. Timing jumps here was akin to playing chess with a toddler on a sugar high. You never quite knew what move space would make next. The wave hit and the ship rocked, but we stayed intact. "See, like cradles," I joked dryly, knowing full well I didn't believe it. Humor was the only thing keeping fear from gnawing through resolve. As we stabilized, Sierra's console blinked like a lighthouse on a stormy shore. "Cap, I've got something debris field at 2 o'clock, D-link to the anomaly's core." I leaned over the console, squinting at the garbled mess of the feed. A field of twisted metal and charred remains, a graveyard born of the rift. Ships out here were caught like moths in a flame, each with stories lost to the void. Yet this was different. Among the debris lay a massive structure, a megastructure eclipsed by the rift's shadow. It looked like a cathedral forged from obsidian and dreams, its spires piercing the darkness. "That's no wreckage. That's an invitation," I murmured, feeling a shiver crawl down my spine. "Helm, take us in closer. Let's see what the ghosts have left us." Approaching the behemoth, its scale became apparent. A lattice of corridors and chambers, each sealed with an unknown material that seemed to swallow light. As we closed the gap, the electromagnetic waves it radiated harmonized eerily with the ship's systems, whispering secrets in a language we couldn't comprehend. Suddenly, the ship's lights flickered, then stabilized. From the corner of my eye, I saw the air shimmer, and there it was, a non-humanoid creature, spectral yet intensely real. Its form flowed like liquid crystal, limbs shifting between dimensions, eyes deep pools reflecting skies from a world I couldn't begin to imagine. The crew stared, no one daring to reach for weapons. Instinct told me this presence was more curious than hostile. "Hello there," I said, my voice wavering. "Friend or foe?" The creature's form pulsed, a rhythm that felt like the heartbeat of the universe itself. It didn't speak but projected images, memories, a civilization thriving amidst the stars, and then falling into chaos as their sun consumed them. But one image lingered longer, a schematic of something inside the megastructure that could change everything. That's when I understood. This wasn't just any structure. It was an archive, a vault of knowledge from a species who saw their end and chose to leave a legacy. "Looks like we've got ourselves a library visit, crew," I said, shaking off the awe with a grin. "And our new friend here is the librarian." As we prepared to board the structure, I couldn't shake a growing sense of dread mingled with hope. Whatever lay inside could unlock the secrets of the rift and perhaps much more. But it demanded a choice, a decision to grasp the past or let it be. The rift had taken many things from many lives. Would this be a chance to reclaim something lost, or another echo in the void? The ship's hatch opened and my boots touched the alien surface. The air was thin but breathable, filled with a scent like burning incense and rain-soaked earth. The crew followed, their footfalls echoing in the cathedral silence. I turned to them, trying for levity to cut the tension. Anyone else feel like a kid sneaking into a museum, or is it just me? I quipped. A few chuckles broke the tension, mission parameters momentarily forgotten in favor of human warmth. But as we ventured further inside, the walls themselves seemed to thrum with life, the air charged with anticipation. This wasn't just a place of history. It was a crucible where the past and future could collide, and I was at its heart, ready to face whatever lay within the shadows. The universe had a story to tell, and I had a feeling it was just beginning. That's when I heard it, the sound of a ship approaching, its silhouette cutting through the rift's glow. Foe or friend? I doubted they were here for sightseeing. The stakes had just been raised and the game was afoot. Part 2. Whispers of the Void. The alien megastructure loomed around us as I stood at its entrance, pondering the arrival of the unknown ship. It felt like being an extra in a cosmic play, one where the script was penned by the universe's unpredictable whims. The vessel closing in made its intent clear. No friendly rendezvous flashed on our frequencies. Everybody back to the ship. We're not alone, I barked, the humor in my voice replaced by the urgency of command. As we hustled back, the air seemed to thrum with an urgency of its own, as if the megastructure itself was nudging us forward. Our spectral alien companion lingered at the threshold, its form shimmering with a complex tapestry of emotions. Curiosity, perhaps, concern, or was it simply mirroring our unease? Once aboard the Antares Grace, Sierra and the rest of the crew scrambled to their stations with practiced efficiency. The other ship, now identified as a heavy freighter retrofitted with weaponry, was almost within striking range. Options? I asked, half expecting a miracle and half a tactical suggestion. Run and hope their guns are as rusty as their hull looks, replied Naveen, our pilot, his fingers dancing over the controls like a pianist at a concert. Or we could try the diplomatic line and invite them to tea. Rylan Voss doesn't serve tea to uninvited guests, I said with faux pomposity, hoping to lighten the crew's nerves. Let's keep an eye on their trajectory, prepare for evasive maneuvers. The ship's engines growled to life, a deep resonance that vibrated through my bones. Our hurried departure from the megastructure sent a shiver of protest through its ancient halls, a chorus of metallic groans echoing in our wake. Just as our ship veered away, the freighter hailed us. A guttural voice filled our comm systems, oozing disdain. Voss, is that you skulking about in the shadow? Didn't expect to find you digging through other people's trash. The voice belonged to Dre Morden, an old rival whose knack for finding trouble was almost as legendary as his notoriously questionable ethics. Our history was a tangled mess of grudges and uneasy ceasefires. Dre, if I'd known there'd be a reunion, I'd have brought cake. What do you want? I retorted, keeping the tone light but my senses on high alert. Same thing you do, Rylan. That place holds the key to the rift, and whoever controls it might just reshape the star's destiny. The rift's potential was no secret, but in the wrong hands, it could mean chaos across the galaxy. Dre wasn't one for altruism. He dealt in chaos as a way of life. Fancy words for a pirate, Dre. But I'm not in the mood to share my toys, I replied, signaling Naveen to increase thrust as we banked towards the anomaly's turbulent edge. Suit yourself, Voss. Let's see who the rift favors today. His transmission cut with a metallic hiss, leaving us with the chilling certainty that the next encounter wouldn't be as civil. We plunged into the rift's embrace, the ship swaying as space twisted around us in kaleidoscopic fractals. Dre knew the risks of following too closely. One wrong move and the rift would chew us up and spit us into another time. Inside the swirling maelstrom, something extraordinary happened. The ship's sensors flared to life, a cascade of data streaming across the displays faster than Sierra could process it. Embedded within the chaos, we saw the trace of a path, a corridor through the anomaly that navigated the chaos with precision. "The structure's showing us a way through," Sierra exclaimed, her voice a mix of disbelief and awe. "Then let's not disappoint our tour guide," I said, the ship pitching forward as Naveen expertly followed the ghostly trail. The path twisted and turned, a labyrinth etched in gravitational waves, leading us deeper into the rift's heart. The journey felt like an eternity compressed into moments, and my mind reeled from the barrage of sensory overload. But with each fleeting second, the rift revealed its secrets, images flashing through my consciousness. A history of worlds past, the heartbeat of dying stars, and a kaleidoscope of alien life weaving the tapestry of existence. And then it happened. We emerged into a vast expanse, a hidden realm nestled within the rift, its skies a surreal symphony of shifting colors. At the center lay an expanse of crystalline structures, resonating with a rhythm that echoed the pulse of the universe itself. "What is this place?" Naveen breathed, his hands hovering over the controls as if afraid to break the spell. "It's beautiful," Sierra whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. But beauty often masked danger, and the presence of Dre's ship reminded us of the peril hanging over our heads. We weren't alone, and the stakes were higher than ever. Discovery had led us to this sanctuary, but conflict loomed just beyond its shimmering veil. The rift offered wonders beyond our dreams, and choices that could reshape the gala. XY for better or for worse. As I stood at the helm, the galaxy's echoes swirling around me, I knew one thing with certainty. This journey was far from over, and the path forward demanded everything: courage, sacrifice, and a willingness to face the ghosts of my past head-on. The rift had opened its arms to us, and now it was time to decide our place within its enigmatic embrace. Part 3: Labyrinth of Light. The hidden realm within the rift was a wonder of impossible dimensions, a scenic tapestry that defied every rule of physics I ever learned. As Antares Grace drifted above the crystalline landscape, I felt both an explorer and an intruder in a place not meant for human presence. The crystals below rose in intricate spires, each refracting light into beams that danced across the ship's hull, painting it with the hues of 1,000 distant suns. "Whatever this is, it's not on any chart I've ever seen," Sierra murmured, eyes wide as an endless sea. "You sure we're not dead and this isn't some cosmic afterlife?" "If it is, I'd like to complain about the lack of complimentary snacks," I replied, though my heart wasn't quite as light as my words. There was an underlying tension here, a sense of being watched by something ancient and beyond comprehension. Dre's ship was out there too, lurking among the shadows of this brilliant maze. I imagined him pacing his bridge, trying to decipher the same enigma that held us in awe. "Captain," Naveen said, breaking my reverie, "I'm picking up energy signatures from the central complex. It's unlike anything we've encountered." I turned to see the readings, a fusion of energy patterns that made our own technology look like stone tools by comparison. Whatever it was alive, humming with potential. "Set a course for the central complex," I ordered, a decision less about strategy and more about gut instinct. Some deep part of me knew this was the heart of the mystery, the source of the rift's whispers. As we approached, the crystalline towers began to shift, opening a pathway lined with radiant light. It was a welcome, albeit a strange and unsettling one. The Antares Grace entered, the ship systems resonating with the oscillating frequencies around us. The moment we crossed the threshold, the entire ship was enveloped in a sensory overload. The hum turned into a symphony, a chorus of alien voices that sang not in sound, but in thought and emotion. Images flooded my mind, visions of a civilization that once thrived here, their forms as fluid as the universe itself. They were creators, architects of wonder, molding worlds with the same grace as artists paint on canvas. But their time had passed, leaving behind a legacy encoded in the very light around us. Among this cascade of revelation, I sensed a presence, a consciousness reaching out, a guide, perhaps, or a guardian. It wasn't the spectral alien from the megastructure, but something more profound, an echo of the civilization's wisdom. "Rylan Voss," the presence called, its voice a gentle breeze through the mind. "Seeker of truths, bearer of shadows, why have you come?" I hesitated, words catching in my throat as if speaking them would solidify the weight of responsibility. "To understand," I finally answered, "and perhaps to correct what's broken." The presence seemed to consider this, its essence wrapping around my thoughts like a comforting embrace. "This place holds the key to choices eternal, a balance lost to time." Before I could probe further, a warning klaxon shattered the tranquility. Dre's ship emerged from its hiding place, weapons primed and ready. His intentions were clear, his ship cutting through the crystalline landscape with aggressive precision. "Rylan," Dre's voice blasted over the comms, arrogance laced with desperation. "Back away, I will have that power." "Careful, Dre. This isn't a prize, it's something far beyond us," I replied, my voice steady but laced with urgency. "This place will defend itself." But Dre had never been one to heed warnings. His ship fired a volley, the rounds sparking against an invisible barrier that rippled like disturbed water, and then retaliated with a burst of energy that enveloped his ship in a blinding light. For a moment I feared the worst, that the rift had consumed him entirely. But as the light faded, there his ship remained, suspended in a field of temporal stasis. A mercy or a punishment, I couldn't tell. This encounter had consequences, and I turned my attention back to the vibrant core of the complex. "It's not just treasures we're dealing with," I said to the crew. "It's a guardian of history itself, protecting the past from the greed of the present." "We're not all greed, Rylan," Sierra said, her voice a reminder of our shared humanity. "Sometimes we seek to preserve." And with her words came clarity. Whatever choice lay before us, it wasn't just mine to make. It was one that belonged to us all, a decision shared by those who dared to challenge the darkness for the light of understanding. As I stood there, the rift's symphony swelling around me, I knew that the path ahead wouldn't be easy. The stakes had risen, but so too had our resolve. This realm was a testament to what had been. Now it was our turn to create what might yet be. The presence lingered, a spectral witness to our choices, and only time would tell if we were worthy of its trust. But for now, hope was our compass, and the charting of a new future was just beginning. Part 4. The Guardian's Paradox. The crystalline heart of the rift thrummed with anticipation, its energy weaving through the Antares Grace, as if eager to share its secrets yet wary of our intentions. We floated amidst the vibrant luminescence, caught in a web of possibilities that reached far beyond the confines of human understanding. The events that had transpired left Dre's ship frozen in time, a silent reminder of both the power and mindfulness we were dealing with. Yet, I sensed a deeper wisdom at play, a consciousness that refused to be defined by the actions of those who sought to exploit it. My thoughts were punctuated by a subtle vibration in the air, followed by the spectral presence that had guided us thus far emerging once more. It hovered with an elegance that contradicted its abstract form, its essence resonating with the complex harmony of its surroundings. "This place, it's alive, isn't it?" Sierra asked, her tone filled with a mixture of awe and reverence. "More than alive," I replied, feeling the truth in her words. "It's an interplay of conscious echoes preserved through time." The presence regarded us with an inscrutable gaze, and in that moment the light around us shifted, revealing a vision of the civilization that once called this realm home. They moved with grace, melding form and consciousness like artisans weaving a tapestry, existing in harmony with the universe. They were caretakers of balance, the presence conveyed, its voice a soft ripple across the surface of thought. And now their legacy demands choice. It was then that I understood the true challenge before us. This wasn't merely a repository of forgotten knowledge or a relic of a bygone age. It was a living testament to a philosophy that transcended time, a beacon that offered salvation or ruin based on the choices we made. But before I could ponder the weight of this realization, a sudden pulse of energy jolted through the structure. The light around us flickered, the tranquility disrupted by an intruding presence, the telltale signs of a force trying to breach the threshold of the realm. "Captain, I'm detecting a signal. It's intermittent, but strong," Sierra announced, her fingers dancing over the console as she attempted to decipher the incoming transmission. "Is it Dre's ship?" I asked, though I already suspected it was something different, something unexpected. "No, this is something else. It's like a beacon, but I can't pinpoint its origin," she replied, her brow furrowed with concentration. The mystery only deepened. Something was reaching out, perhaps another seeker drawn by the rift's enigmatic allure, or perhaps a forgotten construct of the civilization whose legacy surrounded us. Whatever it was, it added another layer to an already tangled web. We began to trace the beacon's signal, navigating the labyrinthine paths of the crystalline complex. The structures themselves seemed to respond to our presence, opening corridors and illuminating the way with a gentle, guiding luminescence. As we ventured deeper, the atmosphere grew thicker with layers of intrigue and hidden meaning. The corridors twisted in impossible geometry, an endless maze designed to challenge the mind and spirit. At last, we reached a vast chamber unlike any we'd encountered, a grand hall lined with towering columns, their surfaces inscribed with alien glyphs pulsing with energy. In the center stood an intricate apparatus, a manifest expression of the civilization's exquisite craftsmanship. The beacon emanated from this device, a crystallization of purpose and intent. It hummed with potential, a relic of wisdom waiting to be reawakened. But standing before it came new clarity. This wasn't merely about understanding, it was about action, about safeguarding the fragile balance that the rift embodied. The spectral presence appeared once more, and this time its projection was tinged with urgency. Choose wisely, Rylan Voss, for the path you take will shape the fabric of reality. It was a paradox of guardianship and sacrifice. To harness the power within this place meant carrying the weight of its legacy, a responsibility to maintain equilibrium or risk the collapse of worlds bound by its influence. I turned to my crew, their faces illuminated by the glow of ancient wisdom. "We're not just explorers anymore," I said, the gravity of the situation settling over us all. "We're custodians of something greater than ourselves." "Then we'd better not screw it up," Navin replied with a wry smile, though his eyes betrayed the seriousness of his words. As we deliberated, the chamber resonated with the whispers of 1,000 voices, each one a note in the symphony of existence. This was our moment of truth, the chance to transcend our own limitations and become something more. And so I reached for the apparatus, the weight of the universe's echoes in my grasp. It was time to make our choice, to forge a path through the hours that lay ahead, guided by the light of those who came before and the hope of what lay beyond the rift. Together, we would face whatever challenges awaited, driven by the knowledge that we were not alone, for the stars themselves had become our allies, whispering secrets of a future yet unwritten. Part 5. The Convergence of Shadows. The apparatus thrummed beneath my fingers, a conduit of ancient power entwined with the pulse of the rift. It was as if the entire cosmos paused, waiting for the choices we'd make in this crystalline sanctum to ripple across realities. We stood on the edge of destiny, where the line between potential and action blurred into one. My mind reached out, merging with the apparatus, and a flood of images and sensations surged through me. It was a kaleidoscope of history interwoven with futures, yet to be civilizations rising, falling, and leaving their echoes etched in the stars. The presence, our spectral guide, remained beside us, a sentinel of the unknown. Its form wavered, a tapestry of light and shadow braided through the fabric of time. "What you seek lies within," it conveyed, its voice an echo that lingered beyond the boundaries of thought. Beside me, Sierra's eyes reflected the swirling patterns, a silent testament to her own resolve. "This is more than we ever bargained for," she murmured, her voice a thread of awe. "No one ever said saving the universe wouldn't come with a bit of melodrama," I replied, though humor felt a tenuous shield against the weight of our undertaking. I glanced at Navin, who stood with an uncharacteristic stillness, his gaze locked onto the intricate mechanisms. "Do you think it's listening to us?" he asked, his words a quiet ripple in the chamber's charged silence. "It's more than listening," I answered, the realization expanding within me. "It's waiting for us to decide what kind of custodians we'll be." As we deliberated, the beacon's signal intensified, its message a cacophony of purpose and plea. It was a clarion call across dimensions, a convergence of shadows and light drawing closer. And then, a breakthrough, the apparatus configured itself, revealing a pathway of energy leading to a chamber deeper within the complex. The presence urged us forward, its ethereal form gliding ahead as our guide. With each step, the air grew denser, vibrating with the intensity of untold stories. The chamber we entered was a nexus point, a swirling vortex of memory and possibility. Time folded in on itself, the past and future colliding in a cascade of luminous strands. Here, the heartbeat of the crystalline realm was palpable, its resonance aligning with our own. It was a place where decisions unmade could reshape the threads of existence. Yet amidst this extraordinary spectacle, the unexpected arrived. The vibrations shifted, a new presence manifesting at the threshold, a figure, not of flesh but of energy, a guardian left by those who once ruled here. Its form was a silhouette of starlight, eyes like twin galaxies swirling with the wisdom of ages. You come, not as conquerors, but as seekers of balance, it intoned, its voice a harmony of voices cascading like a celestial choir. We seek to understand, to preserve, I replied, the words resonating within the chamber's vastness. The guardian's eyes seemed to pierce through to my core, evaluating our worthiness. The power here is infinite, but with it comes responsibility. Will you bear the weight of creation itself? The question hung in the air, a challenge and a promise intertwined. It demanded courage beyond measure, a leap into the unknown where consequences could spiral into the unfathomable. We will, I declared, the commitment a shared vow. We choose to protect, to guide, and not to own. The guardian nodded, the light within it pulsing in rhythm with the chamber. Then you are ready. The path forward is yours, but remember, every action echoes across the stars. With those words, the vortex at the chamber's core expanded, a portal opening to a universe where the lessons of the past and the hopes of the future converged. As we stepped into the light, the presence of the guardian and the spectral guide melded into our consciousness, their essence a part of our own. We were no longer simply explorers, but custodians of a legacy that transcended time. The journey was far from over. Beyond the portal lay uncharted territories, challenges that would test the limits of our resolve. Yet, the stars above and the light within promised guidance, a beacon to navigate the cosmic seas. Together, we chart this new path, the echoes of our choices reverberating across reality, a testament to the universe's unyielding spirit of discovery and the enduring power of hope. Part 6, A Song for the Stars. Stepping through the portal was like being born anew, the universe unfurling in a cascade of brilliance and clarity that defied description. We emerged into a realm where the very fabric of space sang with the resonance of cosmic harmonies, each note weaving a tapestry of existence. The space before us unfolded into an astral ocean, vast and boundless, where stars drifted like luminous islands on an eternal sea. Their light danced across our ship, casting halos of color that shimmered with the promise of new beginnings. Sierra let out a breath she'd been holding, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's like stepping into a dream," she whispered, almost afraid that louder words might shatter the illusion. "It's stunning," Navin agreed, awe softening his typically pragmatic demeanor. "But dreams have a way of turning." He was right. As mesmerizing as this new universe was, it was uncharted, teeming with mysteries and unforeseen challenges. The rift had brought us to this juncture, but it was up to us to navigate these new realities. The Antares Grace drifted on currents of starlight, a vessel adrift in a cosmic sea. Here, the galactic rules we knew were mere guidelines, waiting to be rewritten by those brave enough to chart new paths. The ship systems hummed with activity, processing the influx of new data. Signals from distant civilizations, echoes of long-lost worlds, and the symphonic hum of stellar nurseries flooded our senses. It was as if the universe itself was reaching out, offering a hand in friendship or perhaps a challenge. "Sir, I'm picking up something unusual," Sierra announced, breaking the contemplative spell. Her fingers danced over the sensor array, isolating a signal unlike anything we expected. "What is it?" I asked, moving closer to examine the feed. The signature was faint yet structured, like a distant melody carried by the solar winds. "It's a repeating pattern," Sierra explained, her voice tinged with excitement and curiosity. "A song, if you will, but encoded. Someone or something is broadcasting this intentionally." This was the first thread of connection, a line cast into the unknown depths of this new realm. Whatever intelligence lay beyond, it was reaching out, and it was our responsibility to answer. "Let's follow the trail," I decided, the thrill of discovery coursing through me once more. If there's a voice out there, we need to hear its story. As we adjusted course, the ship responded with a fluid grace, gliding towards the source of the melody. The space around us shifted, harmonizing with the song, as if guiding us along an invisible path. The journey felt timeless, the ship buoyed by song and stars. We passed through nebulae that shimmered with the iridescence of opals, suns that flickered with ancient wisdom, and fields of cosmic debris that whispered secrets of forgotten galaxies. Eventually, the source of the signal came into view, an alien structure unlike any we had encountered. Suspended in the void, it resembled a vast, intricately carved shell, its surface alive with the ebb and flow of luminescent patterns. We approached with caution, the ship's systems scanning for any signs of threat or invitation. But instead of conflict, we were met with a gentle resonance, a welcome that vibrated through the hull, setting our senses alight. The docking process was seamless, the ship drawn in by the structure's gravitational pull. As we made contact, a shimmering bridge extended towards us, an invitation to step into the unknown. "Looks like the universe just invited us to a dance," Naveen remarked, his grin a mixture of nerves and excitement. "Well, let's not keep it waiting," I replied, signaling the crew to prepare for exploration. The air inside the structure was warm and alive, carrying the scent of unfamiliar flora mixed with the metallic tang of advanced technology. The walls pulsed with a gentle light, guiding us deeper into the heart of this enigmatic place. As we moved through its corridors, we began to understand the purpose of the song. It was a beacon, cast into the void to draw those who dared to venture into the unknown, a call to those willing to listen and learn. And there, at the center, we encountered them, beings of light and melody, their forms shifting with the rhythm of the song. They regarded us with curiosity and welcome, their presence a symbiotic blend of harmony and intelligence. The connection was instant, a sharing of thoughts and history that transcended spoken language. We learned of their purpose, their role as protectors of the cosmic harmony, and the legacy they chose to preserve. In return, we shared our journey, our discoveries, and the choices that brought us here. It was a dance of understanding, a convergence of paths that felt both ancient and new. As we stood in that chamber of light, I realized that this was more than a mission. It was a continuation of the legacy we'd chosen to uphold. The universe had sung its song, and we had answered, our destinies entwined with the melody of the stars. The journey was far from over, but as we prepared to leave, we carried with us the knowledge that our actions echoed across the cosmos. We were not alone, for the song of the universe was a chorus that united us all, a testament to the eternal dance of discovery and wonder. Part 7. The Celestial Nexus. Leaving the sanctuary of the alien structure felt like waking from a dream, the melody of its inhabitants lingering in the corridors of our minds. We departed with a newfound sense of purpose, carrying the echoes of their song as a guiding compass through the uncharted tapestry of stars. The Antares Grace danced on the cosmic currents, the ship's trajectory adjusted to explore the wonders that lay beyond our initial discovery. Each leap through the astral ocean revealed new marvels, each more extraordinary than the last. As we ventured deeper, a peculiar phenomenon caught our attention. Threads of light wove intricate patterns across the heavens, drawing complex geometric shapes that oscillated with an almost mathematical precision. It was a cosmic tapestry, a celestial nexus where logic and artistry embraced in elegant unity. What are we seeing here? Sierra wondered aloud, her gaze transfixed by the luminous display. Her awe was mirrored by the crew, each of us captivated by the intricacy of the cosmic ballet. It's as if someone, weaving the very fabric of the universe, Naveen suggested, his eyes tracing the patterns with both admiration and intrigue. I nodded, feeling the truth in his words. This was more than a cosmic spectacle. It was a message, a cipher of light and energy waiting to be decoded. As I studied the patterns, a realization took root in my mind. The nexus was a map, a guide leading us towards something monumental, its destination obscured by layers of enigma. Sierra, enhance the readings, I instructed, leaning closer to the console as the ship's sensors captured the intricate dance of light. On it, Captain, she replied, her fingers deftly manipulating the controls. As the data resolved, an image emerged, a constellation of interconnected points, each pulsing with energy. It was a star chart, but unlike any we'd encountered. At the heart of the arrangement lay a singular focal point, radiating a unique frequency that resonated with the song still echoing within us. That's where we need to go, I declared, pointing to the central star. The promise of discovery and the lure of the unknown fueled our resolve. The journey was swift, the ship soaring along the pathways charted by the celestial architects. Each leap through the astral sea brought us closer, the anticipation building with every pulse of the engines. Finally, we arrived at our destination, and what we found was beyond anything we'd imagined. A vast, floating construct suspended in the void, its design a fusion of celestial and mechanical grandeur. It was a nexus of creation and knowledge, its surfaces etched with the glow of countless stars. "Welcome, travelers," a voice emanated from the structure, resonating within our minds. It was a modulation of light and harmony, an orchestration of thought made manifest. A figure materialized before us, a projection of luminous energy adorned with flowing robes that glowed like solar flares. Its presence exuded an aura of ancient wisdom and benevolent curiosity. "I am the keeper of the Nexus," it said, its voice a symphony of light, "guardian of the celestial enclave and custodian of its archives. You have journeyed far." "We are seekers of understanding," I replied, the gravity of the moment grounding me. "We followed the paths of light and song to this place." The keeper inclined its head, acknowledging our journey. "The Nexus is a repository of all that was and ever could be. It holds the chronicles of countless civilizations and the keys to the mysteries of the cosmos." As the keeper spoke, the structure around us responded, its surfaces illuminating with the history of eons. Visions of ancient worlds and stellar phenomena unfolded, a living library that spanned the breadth of creation. In that moment, I understood that our journey was not just a quest for knowledge, but a quest to connect with the legacy of the universe itself. The Nexus was a confluence of destinies, a testament to the intertwined fates of those who dared to explore the infinite. But amidst the splendor, a shadow loomed, an unseen force, an echo of chaos stirring beyond the light. It was an anomaly, a disruption within the harmonious weave of the celestial tapestry. "The balance is threatened," the keeper warned, its luminous gaze turning somber. "There is a fracture in the harmony, a rift that seeks to unravel the fabric of existence." The revelation hung heavy in the air, a reminder that our roles as custodians carried not only the promise of discovery, but the responsibility to preserve the equilibrium of the cosmos. "Then we must act," I declared, a resolve hardening within me. "We'll protect the Nexus and face whatever challenges lie ahead." Our choices would ripple across the stars, shaping a future yet to unfold. But amidst the uncertainty, we were united by a shared purpose: to safeguard the celestial enclave and the treasures it held. With determination kindling our spirits, we prepared to step into the unknown once more, driven by the light of understanding and the enduring power of hope. The universe sang its song, and we were ready to answer its call. Part 8: The Fracture's Lament. The Nexus thrummed with vibrant energy, each pulse echoing the gravity of the task before us. The keeper of the Nexus had entrusted us with a formidable challenge: to mend a rift that threatened to unravel the cosmic tapestry. It was an honor and a heavy burden, a call to action that resonated deeply within our souls. As we stood on the precipice of this monumental endeavor, the Antares Grace became more than just a vessel. It was our sanctuary, a bastion of hope navigating the seas of uncertainty. Each member of the crew felt the weight of the mission, their resolve mirrored in the gleam of the stars reflected on their faces. "Our first step is understanding the nature of this fracture," I said, addressing the crew gathered in the ship's briefing chamber. The walls hummed softly in response, as if the ship itself was lending its support. Sierra was already analyzing the data streams, her focus intense. "The anomaly appears to be a convergence of energy fields, a disruption in the cosmic flow. It's as if something is siphoning the harmony from the universe itself." Navin leaned forward, his brow furrowed in thought. "Any idea what could be causing it? We've seen some strange things, but this feels fundamentally different." The keeper's presence shimmered into view, a beacon of knowledge within the chamber. "The anomaly is born of chaos, an entity that seeks to unbalance the harmony we hold dear. It dwells within the fracture, feeding on the discord." The revelation sparked a mix of fear and wonder. Here was a foe not of flesh and bone, but of distortion and entropy, a shadow lurking at the edges of perception. "We'll confront it," I resolved, drawing strength from the certainty in my voice. "We'll find a way to restore the balance." With our course set, the Antares Grace powered toward the heart of the anomaly, its engines roaring a defiant symphony against the silence of space. Our journey took us through nebulae that glowed with ethereal light, each passage a testament to the universe's artistry. As we approached the fracture, the atmosphere around us changed. The stars seemed to dim, their light bending toward the anomaly's pull. It was a vortex of swirling energy, a storm of chaos that threatened to consume everything in its path. Yet there was beauty in its ferocity, a reminder that even in destruction, there was creation. The fracture was a living paradox, a testament to the duality of the cosmos. We descended into the heart of the storm, the ship's shields flaring as they fought against the anomaly's pull. The sensors registered fluctuations in space-time, a kaleidoscope of possibilities collapsing into singularities. "It's like trying to navigate a whirlpool," Naveen grumbled, his grip firm on the controls. "And I was never much for swimming." "Keep us steady," I encouraged, trusting in his skill and the ship's resilience. "We'll find the eye of this storm." Within the maelstrom, the presence of the chaotic entity was palpable, a malevolent force that thrived on discord. It manifested as shadows that slithered through the void, distorting reality with each movement. The challenge was clear: to confront this entity, to find a harmony strong enough to counter its influence. It was a battle of will, a clash of philosophies where light and dark vied for dominance. "Captain, I'm detecting a resonance pattern within the storm," Sierra announced, her voice cutting through the tension. "It's faint, but it could be a remnant of the harmony we're seeking." "That's our key," I declared, hope reigniting within me. "Amplify it, let's see if we can turn the tide." The ship's systems responded, weaving the harmony into a counterpoint against the chaos. The melody sang through the hull, a beacon of light amidst the darkness. The entity writhed at the onslaught, its form disintegrating into fragments of shadow that dissipated into the ether. Against the harmony's force, the fracture began to mend, the fabric of space knitting itself back together. As the anomaly stabilized, the stars returned to their rightful brilliance, the storm's fury replaced by a serene calm. The keeper's voice echoed in our minds, a song of gratitude and relief. "You have restored the balance, and with it, the hope of countless worlds. Your actions will echo across the cosmos, a testament to the power of unity and resolve." As the ship emerged from the dissipating storm, I reflected on the journey and the bonds forged in the crucible of challenge. We were more than explorers. We were stewards of the universe, charged with the duty to protect and preserve the harmony that connected us all. The stars stretched out before us, a canvas of infinite potential. There were more mysteries to unravel, more wonders to behold. But for now, we sailed on, our hearts aligned with the symphony of the universe, ready to face whatever awaited beyond the horizon. The cosmic song had played its notes, and we danced along its melody, custodians of a legacy that transcended time, united in purpose and spirit. Part 9. The Echoes of Eternity. With the anomaly sealed and harmony restored, the Antares Grace resumed its voyage through the celestial seas, the stars a choir that sang of our triumph and the path ahead. The air aboard the ship hummed with a quiet satisfaction, the crew enveloped in a shared sense of accomplishment. Yet as we ventured further into the unknown, a whisper of unease stirred within me. It was the nature of exploration to reveal new horizons, but each revelation carried the dual weight of wonder and consequence. The fracture had been averted, but I couldn't shake the feeling that the universe had more to say. "Captain, we've got something on the long-range scanners," Sierra reported, her voice tinged with intrigue. "A fluctuation in the quantum field, like a ripple in the fabric of space." Curiosity piqued. I leaned over the console, studying the readings. The fluctuations formed a pattern, spiraling outwards with a precision that hinted at design rather than chaos. "What do you make of it?" I asked, engaging both Sierra and Naveen in our shared puzzle. "It's like a footprint," Sierra observed, tapping the screen thoughtfully. "A trace left behind by something moving through this region." "Or someone," Naveen added, the suggestion sparking a new layer of speculation. The challenge lay in deciphering who or what had left such an indelible mark on the cosmos. It beckoned with the allure of the unknown, the promise of discovery propelling us forward. With the ship's course adjusted, we followed the ripple's trail, navigating through breathtaking vistas that spoke of the universe's infinite creativity, nebulae that curled like dragon's breath, and clusters of stars that pulsed in time with the rhythm of the cosmos. As we drew nearer to the source, the air within the ship seemed to thrum with anticipation, the energy palpable in every breath. The trail led us to the outskirts of a system guarded by a swirling nebula, its colors vivid against the void. It was there that we encountered the construct, a colossal lattice of interwoven tendrils and luminous nodes, suspended in the depths of the nebula like an ancient sentinel. Its form was both alien and familiar, a paradox that tickled the edge of recognition. The construct pulsed with a deep, resonant hum, the sound echoing through space like a heartbeat. The readings suggested a convergence of technologies, a melding of organic and synthetic elements that defied simple classification. "It's like finding an artifact in a place that has never been touched by time," Sierra mused, her eyes wide with wonder. "A remnant of a civilization, perhaps," I suggested, the pieces of the puzzle slowly coalescing, "or a way station for travelers of a different era." As we approached, the ship's systems interfaced with the construct, a gentle invitation rather than an intrusion. It was a greeting, a conduit of information ready to be explored. Inside the construct was a repository of knowledge, a trove of data that chronicled epochs and the civilizations that had risen and fallen in the eons that preceded our own. It was a mirror reflecting the vastness of the universe's history and the interconnectedness of all things. Amidst the information, we discovered evidence of a lost expedition, a group of intrepid explorers who had sought to map the edges of the known universe millennia before us. Their journey, like ours, had been one of discovery and challenge, driven by the same insatiable curiosity. Their legacy remained, encoded within the construct's archives, a testament to the spirit of exploration that transcended time. They were whispers from the past, voices that joined our conversation across the gulf of the ages. But beyond the reverence lay a message of warning, a cautionary tale of hubris and the dangers of reaching too far. The echoes told of a decision that had fractured their unity, leading to their dissolution and the creation of the rift that had threatened us all. The realization was a sobering reminder that knowledge and power were intertwined with responsibility, that our actions, too, would ripple through the annals of time. With newfound understanding, we left the construct behind, its song a parting gift that enriched our journey. The universe, vast and inexhaustible, awaited our next step, the star path unwinding before us like a celestial tapestry. As we sailed onward, the lessons of the past and the promise of the future guided our course. In the limitless expanse, we were but one voice in a chorus that spanned the cosmos, each note a story, each story a thread in the infinite tapestry of existence. Together, we would forge ahead, grounded by the echoes of eternity and the resolve to navigate the ever-unfolding mystery of the universe. Our odyssey continued, a dance with the stars where every step brought us closer to understanding the true nature of the cosmos and our place within it.